State sales tax data shows medical marijuana users in Maine spent more on cannabis products in 2020 than any year on record.
And that revenue is expected to remain on track this year. And groups representing caregivers and patients hope to have more say when it comes to new rules overseeing their industry. News Center's Vivian Lee has more from Hollowell.
Last year's sales for medicinal cannabis reached nearly $250 million, more than doubling the previous record set in 2019. But among caregivers, there were grave concerns about a controversial proposal they claimed would crush their industry. The Office of Marijuana Policy, which oversees cannabis programs, proposed new rules, including track and trace systems from grower to buyer and upgraded security requirements. Regulators said the changes were needed to align the state's medical program with state law. Susan Meehan grows medicinal marijuana for sick patients, including children.
The security provisions that were being required were basically going to wipe out any startup businesses.
In early spring, the leaders of the state's 4 cannabis advocacy organizations joined forces to form the Cannabis Council of Maine. The group successfully lobbied for a bill, LD 1242, that halted the proposed rules.
I really feel like our presence is being viewed more relevantly than before in the past, and they have to take us serious now.
Dawson Julia is considered a pioneer in the medical marijuana industry. More than a decade ago, he opened East Coast CBDs, one of the first cannabis storefronts in Maine. He helped lead the fight against the proposed changes, but was critically injured in a moped accident in April. Julia woke from a coma in June, the day LD 2042 was unanimously passed by state lawmakers. He continues to improve and is undergoing extensive rehab. The council's goal, by working together as 4 organizations, pooling resources and staff, is to better represent and advocate for the state's more than 3,000 medical marijuana caregivers and more than 100,000 patients, and come up with better regulations and safety standards for everyone in the industry. The law also calls for the creation of a 16-member working group made up of caregivers, registered caregivers, qualified patients, and doctors experienced with treating qualifying patients. Regulators are also required to consult with members before making major changes to the industry. In Hollowell, Vivian Lee, News Center, Maine.
The Office of Marijuana Policy announced last week it's taking applications to serve on the working group. The deadline is next Friday, September 3rd.
You can find more information on our website and our News Center Maine app.